much. Now, we are going to be wrapping up today with a bit about Prince Harry, because Prince Harry's opened up about his drug use, saying that marijuana, quotes, really helped him, but cocaine and alcohol was more of a social thing. In a question and answer session with so-called trauma expert Gabor Mate, the Prince also said psychedelic drug ayahuasca helped him deal with the traumas and pains of the past. But that has caused a lot of people to say, Harry, what are you on about? Drugs can be very damaging for mental health and indeed kill people. But meanwhile, Harry and Meghan have been in email correspondence with King Charles over an invitation to his coronation on May the 6th, although it's not yet known whether or not the couple will attend. King Charles may offer the couple a suite of rooms in Buckingham Palace. It'd be nice, wouldn't it, if they're in the UK, after asking them to quit their residence, Frogmore, not a cottage, and possibly set a hand to the keys to Prince Andrew. Anyway, with me now is Rafe Heydel-Mankoo, who's royal broadcaster and commentator. Rafe, great stuff. Tough one to know where to start today. Let's crack on with Prince Harry and the old drug use stuff. He appeared, some would say, to be almost promoting the use of drugs, saying it helped him with his mental health. Lots of people are saying that is a really, really rash thing to have done.
Yes, well, I think it was clear that he was promoting them, at least for himself and for others in his position. And we've seen today drug campaigners and even celebrities like Kirsty Allsop blasting Prince Harry for speaking publicly about the positive sides of certain illegal drugs. Because, of course, for somebody who claims to be socially and environmentally aware, he appears to have no qualms of supporting a vicious drug trade, we have to remember, that kills lots of people in the poor and developing world who produce these drugs for wealthy, privileged people to consume. And that's before we get into the whole issue of our own problems that we have with young people's lives being ruined through the dealing of drugs on the county lines issues. So in terms of cocaine and possibly marijuana, I think that's right. I'm not sure the same thing can be applied to this ayahuasca because it's not readily available. No. And actually, psychiatrists and doctors actually have said that there are actually some genuine benefits that can be had from this. And we know also, for example, that MDMA is also prescribed in some parts of the world for dealing with depression and so forth. So I think there is a genuine debate to be had amongst those things and the benefits that they can bring to people who have severe depression and other issues like that.
Yes, indeed. Well, a mixed bag, although using the word bag in this instance is probably the wrong thing there. But when it comes to, as well, the coronation, now, this is interesting. There were rumblings that, actually, one of the reasons behind King Charles asking them to vacate Frogmore Cottage could possibly have been because they, frankly, view Harry and Meghan as untrustworthy and they want them further away from the estate. And then William might not really want them anywhere near his kids. What do you know about that?
Well, I think I was trying to understand it because people thought, well, this is the king kicking them out of Frogmore Cottage, sending them back to California. But then we hear, yes, that they may be offered Prince Andrew's old set in Buckingham Palace, or even possibly Diana's old set at Kensington Palace. But maybe the king's thinking is, keep my friends close and my enemies closer. And by having them under his own roof at Buckingham Palace, should they ever dare to visit, might somewhat constrain them, or in fact might give them less reason to want to come over to the country if they're going to have to share a roof with King Charles. But yes, this whole invitation thing, I mean, it's like spare us the mind games of will you or won't you come to the coronation. It's like some manufactured drama that they're producing right now, keeping us all on tenterhooks. Whether they're going to come or come. This is not Coronation Street. This is the coronation.
This is the coronation.
Let's just find out. It's not fair to the king. It's not fair to the nation to play this silly game. Just give us your answer now. It's almost like they're playing some sort of perverse power play over the royal family.
Look, Rafe, thank you very much. Always an absolute pleasure. Rafe Heydel-Mankoo there, royal broadcaster and commentator.